team in scoring for Mississippi State right now at 12 points a game, but 6.5 rebounds for the true freshman Madison Francis. Bulldogs control the tip, and we're ready to go here on a cold Sunday afternoon in the state of Mississippi. Wind chills outside in the low 30s. First time the State and Southern Miss have played women's basketball in 6 seasons. Chandler Prater going to start it with a 3 attempt from the right wing, and Southern Miss. Here come the Golden Eagles up the floor wearing the black uniforms trimmed in their gold. Ja'Kayla Johnson, Melanie Timms. You see Haley Breland, who had the big outing last time out.
And right off the bat, you're seeing Southern Miss basketball. Quick pace, pitch it up from Keats, and take a quick 3. They are one of the top teams in the country from three-point percentage.
Out to the corner, Chris going to take the 3 off the front of the iron. There's Wadozie with the offensive rebound, and that's what she does well, is getting offensive rebounds. Couldn't finish that time, and here comes Carly Keats up the floor. Carly Keats, transfer from Arkansas. Here's Melanie Timms, started her career here in Starkville at Mississippi State. Well, flashing to the goal, had the open look momentarily, but Zakiya White couldn't get it to fall. Neither team getting good looks here early on. Here's Madison Francis, too strong with a lay in there. Lid on both buckets right now. Here's Johnson, step through, up and under, draws the foul, and makes the first. They've been there 19 times before that trip. She was 16 of 19 and now 18 of 21. She gives Southern Miss the first points of the afternoon.
And she's one of those many transfers that Coach Bilderback has brought with her that she's coached previously at different stops.
Here's Wadozie. Backs her way in, had the ball knocked free. Shot clock under 10. Chris tries a 3. Too strong, no good. And the rebound is White.
And that's a good shot. Triana Crisp is an excellent three-point shooter. Transfer from Arizona State. Last stop at North Carolina. She has been a really sound, efficient, smart player for Coach Purcell and is dangerous behind the arc.
Keats spins, shoots off the front of the iron. Big fall for 3. Got it. Able to step into the 3, and State's on the board.
And that's what she can do. Super special in transition, coming off of a great game. Last home game, Coach Purcell wants her to continually know that her place is to dominate on the offensive end.
First field goal for either team. State 1 of 4 from the field. Southern Miss 0 for 3. Here's Breland. Up and under. Got the defender in the air and just couldn't finish.
You know that's on the scouting report. When you're going against Francis, you better shot fake.
Offensive rebound, Wadozie sticks it back with the left hand.
And that's where you're going to see the edge from State, is dominating in the paint. Every win so far this year has come from, which all were wins except for one at Texas Tech, but were coming from dominating the paint points.
Carly Keats. Now Johnson spins and throws up the air ball for their first field goal. Golden Eagles 0 for 5 out of the gate. Wadozie already has 5 rebounds in this game. And here she is, wide open, good feed inside, interior feed, and Bulldogs have a 7-2 lead.
One thing I really like about the State team is all 4 of their guards are very versatile, so breaking pressure has been easy for them. Over the top, quick pass and dish off to Wadozie was nice by Chandler.
Here's Breland, deep 3, and she sinks it. That's the first field goal for Southern Miss, and it's a 3 ball. Here's McFall to Francis. And too strong with a 3 attempt from the left wing.
Again, Breland, somebody. There she goes again. Still hot from last game where she nailed 5 threes against UAB. Hit her first 2 tonight.
Back-to-back threes by Breland, and now Southern Miss has the lead at 8-7.
State's just going to have to stay patient, not let that zone get them out of getting to the paint.
Triana Crisp, she answers with a 3 of her own from the right side. And the Bulldogs have attempted 6 threes, and they've made a couple. McFall now crisp with one. And the Bulldogs back on top by 2.
Now, they don't shoot a lot. They've been shooting good percentage, but not necessarily their first choice.
Hattiesburg area native, played at Southern Miss, got into the coaching ranks at Presbyterian Christian down in Hattiesburg, down at PCS, was a coach there for 16 years. Moved over to Jones, had a great career in Ellisville at Jones Junior College or Jones College. Spent 2 years at Louisiana Monroe and now back in her hometown of Hattiesburg. And there's Wade Dozie with a putback in the end.
Long-lasting relationship she's had of those former players, now revisiting her here on her current roster at Southern Miss.
Wade Dozie makes the free throw. She's got 7 early points and 6 rebounds at the midway point of the.
Coach Purcell and his team out of a break. Like to see it, especially with somebody long like Francis on the ball.
You know, as fast-paced as Southern Miss plays, the turnovers have not been an issue this year for the Golden Eagles. They only average 13 turnovers a game, so they have not been a team that has gotten out of control.
No, they haven't, and I think a big piece of that is you have a lot of those drives that get downhill, and then they love to kick it out for that 3.
2 on the shot clock, gotta hurry. 3 from the right wing. It catches iron. And the offside rebound and stays with Southern Miss. Now a loose ball, and the Bulldogs come up with a loose ball.
Good effort from the freshman Lampley.
Wade Dozie trying to play the guard that time, almost lost it. And McFall ends up with the open look from the left wing and buries it.
Fall's super confident player, but again, I love the extra pass from Lampley coming off the bench as a freshman, one of those top freshmen making up that recruiting class that ranked 11th in the country for Coach Purcell.
Second 3 from Destiny McFall, and Mississippi State on top 16-8. Bulldogs on a 9-0 run. Tim's trying the 3. And Wade Dozie with her 7th rebound here in the first quarter. Back cut, Francis. And she'll shoot 2 to New York. Averages 12 a game, 6.5 rebounds. Makes 1 out of 2. And there's Wade Dozie again, followed by Francis. Got another chance, and this time finishes on the 3rd try.
And there's a little glimpse of that athleticism from both Wade Dozie and Francis. One thing that makes Francis really special is how good of a defender she is already in her freshman campaign.
Seeper try the wide open look. Here comes State out and running. 11-point lead for the Bulldogs.
Going to go ahead and get balanced here. You're seeing Sanaya King coming in off the bench. Really talented freshman last year from Howard.
Now McFall, a deep 3. And right now, Mississippi State hustling, come out, and playing aggressive here in the first quarter of play.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've been excellent in the first quarter of play so far. The challenge to the team has been, can you replicate that across 4 quarters? They saw that last year, beat Charlotte handily by 30 points, but really, really good out of the gate for his team.
Faith Wilder is checked in, number 23, down to the low post. 6'6" sophomore from New York. Here's Thurman looking for the back cut to Keats and threw it too tall. Turnover.
So the length inside, Wilder and Rocio Jimenez are definitely 2 people, 6'6" plus on the roster here for State that are going to have to continue to get some minutes so they're ready for SEC play.
Here's Francis down the left side. And Seeper with a defensive rebound for Southern Miss. Under 2 to play in the opening quarter. Here's Keats, open look, left wing, left it short.
I know it didn't go in, but it looked pretty. You can see kind of her skill level, really good in transition with the ball. Top scorer for Southern Miss.
Here's Timms on the right side. Timms and Keats on the floor, both from Neshoba County here in the state of Mississippi. You see the follow inside and the lay in, the point for the Golden Eagles. As Tamaya Thurman, transfer from Auburn, gets the bucket.
And Coach Bilderman and her staff have also done a wonderful job of infusing some SEC transfers along with some that she's coached previously at her other spots.
Yeah, King took a step
up early to start the year, so she's coming off the bench. She wants it badly, though. She really, really fits Coach Purcell's system as far as a hard-nosed defender. Offense, she's got to let the game come to her, but she's really capable in that mid-range.
Kayla Gray has checked in. They just lost it out of court. Bulldogs went to the NCAA tournament 2 of the 3 seasons so far. He's won at least 20 games in all of his seasons. 19-10 Bulldog lead. We'll try to get some update for you on Sanaya King.
You could see that State was trying to go for 2 for 1 there. Don't necessarily have it, so now it's just best option, best shot. Good turnaround by Prater.
Chandler Prater with her first points of the day.
Yeah. Coming off a super special game, 14 and 13 last game. First double-double of the year.
Shot clock off here at the end of the first quarter.
Usually that stays in Keats' hands, as you can see, double ball screen action.
Deep 3, left wing. Left it short. Offside rebound is Chandler Prater. Tried to get it up the floor and just could not beat the clock. Wade Ozzie lays it in, but it won't card. Just trying to establish a culture in that first year.
Yeah, and the foundation of her quick turnarounds is the relationships and the strong recruiting ties she has. She kind of bypasses that first ugly year sometimes that can be of building, because she brings kids that are loyal to her, know her system, and are ready to lay the foundation.
Triana Crisp handling the ball for Mississippi State.
Crisp is that smart veteran player. Takes care of the ball, gets people the ball in the right spots, just like getting it to her teammate Prater right there in the mid-range where she's really, really effective.
Bulldogs lead by 13. Here's Breland, spinning, shooting, scoring.
And that's her move. She loves to get downhill to the right, spin back to the left. Really strong physical guard that will be effective in conference play.
Haley Breland now with 8 points. Well, nice cut to the bucket. Open look inside. Wade Ozzie lays it in.
Yeah, another great pass from Prater. She had a long ball right before the end of the quarter. Ran out of time, but her eyes are wide open, and she's finding teammates today.
Breland back to Gray out top. Kayla Gray. Now to Keats. Breland again. And rattles it in, and she's got 10 points.
Yeah, if you were to see the shot chart, it would be identical places on the court. She hit back-to-back ones. That is her sweet spot.
State shooting 44% for the game, 10 of 23. Here's McFall. Inside Wade Ozzie. We got a whistle under.
You mentioned the percentage that State is shooting at. Looking at their starting 5, there isn't a player that shoots at less than 42% from field goal, which is pretty much unheard of.
Wade Ozzie got the defender in the air, unable to finish, but the putback by the freshman Jayla Lampley. First points of the day for Lampley.
Southern Miss is doing a great job on first efforts against State, but it's that second chance efforts. They have to move bodies back. State is long, athletic, and they're just going to keep jumping over.
Here's Breland down the lane. Kind of had to force that one with Wade Ozzie right there. Here's McFall. Oh, good ball skills. It turns it over.
I would have liked to see Lampley just spot up in the corner. She's a great three-point shooter. McFall would have found her kind of crossing the lane there.
Talked about State shooting. Southern Miss shooting just 28% right now, 5 of 18. Their only 2 3 balls were by Breland back in the first quarter. There's a drive, and by Breland, what's been the Breland show. She's got 12 of the 16 points for Southern Miss.
Yeah, she's a guard that is a high-volume shooter, but really shooting it well last 2 games. If she can come on strong, good sign for Southern Miss going forward.
Crisp from the left elbow. And it will belong.
Roster here to stay very aggressive in the second quarter.
And so the appeal is granted to Mississippi State, and the Bulldogs will keep possession of the basketball. Here's Chris with the drive in. Too strong with a lay-in. Bulldogs have missed some shots, some chippies inside of 4 feet.
They have. Now they've been able to clean it up for the most part.
Here's Breland. And Lampley down with a rebound.
Nice closeout by Lampley there, playing the scout to the right hand of Breland.
Yeah, you talked about that quarter, and then we're outscored 15-2 in the second, so it was really a tale of 2 quarters that night over in Lubbock.
Really was, and I watched it because I couldn't quite believe the lopsidedness. Nice steal by Prater there, good anticipation. But they get after it in the paint defensively on the boards the entire time. So if you're not engaged, like Southern Miss a couple possessions to move bodies back, you're always going to lose that fight. Southern Miss here runs some horns actions, whether against the zone or man, and you can see they're trying to get some ISOs, just like that one from Timms.
Melanie Timms driving with a bucket. Yeah, Melanie's dad played football here at State. Anthony Timms, Louisville native. Yeah, Anthony was here 88-91. Drive to the bucket, and too strong with a lay-in. The foul's going to take it the other way.
Yeah.
The foul on State, and Sakiah White claiming the rebound for Southern Miss. See some point zone.
Keats does a nice job in the backcourt against pressure, but you can't get your where they wanted it to go.
Bulldogs with that double team on the baseline, forced to travel.
Yeah, what a luxury to have Wade Dozie and Francis at your 4 and 5 with the speed and athleticism that they have. You do a lot of fun things in the press and in trapping situations.
Timms had it, then had it poke free. Quick hands by Chandler Prater. And now the midway point of the second quarter. McFall leans in, and she'll go to the
line more than they have the last couple of years. Their team is very focused on getting downhill, which kind of creates a lot of contact. See them here in that 1-2-2 zone with Francis at top. 6'2" athleticism, it's hard to see.
And Timms with a double dribble for their 7th turnover.
I'm impressed with the Southern Miss athleticism on the perimeter. You have Timms, Johnson, Breland, Keats. I mean, those are all kids that can play at the P4 level, and they really kind of dictate with the ball handler. You're seeing they're giving Chris a couple headaches there going to her right.
Wade Dozie backs her way in. Got her own rebound. Francis from the free throw line. And another offensive chance as Chandler Prater gets the rebound. She'll take the 3, knock it down from the right wing.
Yeah, why not?
9 points for Chandler Prater. That's her first 3 of the day. And State has his largest lead at 33-18.
Yep, this 1-2-2 press has really just kind of sped up Southern Miss. They're taking a couple shots that they don't feel like they're set on.
McFall, the open look. And that's her 3rd 3 today.
You can tell McFall is looking really, really confident, finding her spots as she's moved to the 2 guard this year.
A little 7-0 run for State. Timms for 3 from the left wing. And now the Bulldogs trying to quickly get it to the offensive end.
Good decision by Chris to slow it down.
Probably not the shot that the State was looking for there.
No, I really would have loved to see Wade Dozie just rip it, go right-hand drive. She had the full lane. I think fatigue's setting in a little bit, but she's really good going to the basket to her right. Nice finish by Breland. Southern Miss around. You need some teammates to kind of open up and hit some shots to complement her.
They got the free throw. Actually, that's 15 of the 21 for Breland.
We're seeing a lot of same faces right now for both sides, not playing super deep into their bench right now.
Without Carissa Richardson today. She's had a little bit of a tweak in practice, and State holding her out today. Here's Keats, deep three. Able to square her feet that time. That's really the first open look that Carly Keats has gotten today.
Has been, and just coming from a nice little handoff, deeper than most people on your scouting report. Got to switch up on that if you're State.
36-24. Here's McFall. Going to foul the second. Golden Eagles are 6 of 11 in the second quarter.
Yep, a lot of that being Breland finding her spots. Yeah, looked like a little contact on that up screen to Francis as she's trying to cut down in the lane, but good job by Steeper cutting her off.
Cut to the bucket by Johnson.
There we go.
And now Prater got the good look, just couldn't finish with it. State's gone 2.5 minutes without scoring. Here's Breland, step back, three, left wing. She's thinking about one thing right now, and that is scoring.
Yep, she's feeling it. Good defense by Chris to play that right hand.
Well, nice job by McFall. Kind of just took what was given to her.
Yep. She has excellent feel, and she makes it look so easy. Just great touch. All 3 levels, she can score it.
McFall, the first of the double figures for State. She's got 11. And out of the corner, knocking down the 3, there's Sieper.
Yeah, good find by Keats. Keats does a good job of crossing the midline. And Sieper's one that hit her first 4 shots last game, had 16 points, which was huge. Huge in that matchup.
Ball taken away. Stolen by Johnson. Drive up the floor, and she'll shoot free throws with 50. And she makes 1 out of 2. So State can hold it for the final shot here at the end of the first half.
I think it will stay in McFall's hands here and just give her some space to work.
McFall, nice crossover inside to Prater, and the lay-in with the left hand. In double figures, did McFall with 12, Prater with 11. Southern Miss with 1 player in double figures, and that's Haley Breland with 15. Ready to go here in the second half. State with a 12-point lead. Here's the freshman Madison Francis. Got it into Wade-Dozie, got the rebound and put it back. And you kind of wondered if that would be the message that Sam Purcell would have at the half, is, hey, let's start going back inside.
Yeah, dominate the paint. That's going to be their edge in most every single game that they play. A good little kind of 1-4 high isolation action. The timing was a bit off, but a good effort by Wade-Dozie to stay with it.
Boy, nice catch by Prater with a lay-in with the left hand.
Yeah, McFall and Prater have some great chemistry from last year, finding each other there and happy for one another.
And State with the first 4 points here in the second half. Jacayla Johnson, boy, nice back cut inside. Good ball movement for Southern Miss, just unable to finish underneath with White.
Yeah, good dump off, but State's just too long and too high. They got to dump it out again.
And quickly in transition. Now, is this the finished product that Sam Purcell wants? No, but if you look at this team compared to where it was a month and a half ago, it's leaps and bounds.
Really is, and I like the mixture and strategy. Good core freshman class. You know, a lot of coaches are getting away from that and just living and dying out of the portal, and he found some really good portal fits for his system, and Crisp, King, Richardson, to name a few. Wade-Dozie, you know, she has a unique path, like, being international, but the complement of finding kids that fit your style, who you're coaching.
But he got 3 really good freshmen coming in here with Francis. That's one of the things that you try to do with Francis and Jayla Lampley.
Yeah, and Natalia Gray. I mean, she's somebody who's a little banged up early on, but they're all top 100 prospects that you want to keep around and know that they'll be a starting core for you going forward.
Prater with a rebound. They fall passed up the three that time. Chris saw the opening and went down the left.
It's right now for them, and they're getting good quick looks by getting downhill.
And hits 1 out of 2 at the free throw line. Triana Crisp with 4 points today. State leads by 19 now, the largest lead of the day. Open look out of the corner. And too strong from Carly Keats.
Southern Miss has had a few of those. They break the press, get into the middle. Both Timms and Keats do a good job of crossing that midline and kicking it to the opposite corner for a three.
And now Crisp leans in and he gets it to fall. A little short floater. That's 6 points for Triana Crisp.
Yeah, good job of living off two and being really balanced.
And the Bulldogs force the turnover. Madison Francis comes up with it. Up to McFall, back to Francis. Oh, that was so pretty. And there's the finish by Wadozie. Everything was great except the finish by Francis, but Wadozie cleans it up. She's got 13 points and 15 rebounds now. And now a 10-second violation.
Bending herself on the defensive end.
Well, you start talking about the defensive end, and you're talking about that point out of the press and the zone. If you get length and athleticism at the point of a zone, it can do some damage for you.
Yeah, and great feel. Well, she's got great instincts.
And State will inbound with 18 on the shot clock. Prater stops and banks it in from the right side. That's 15 for Chandler Prater.
She always seems to have just like a quiet double-digit performance. Last game, we get 14 points, 13 rebounds, and tonight she's already up there again in double digits.
Morgan Sieper with her second three.
I like what Southern Miss is getting from Sieper.
And Triana Crisp with her second three. She's got 9 points. 25-point lead for the Bulldogs. They've outscored Southern Miss 16-3 here in the second half.
You're kind of...
Three.
Yeah, and the three's been taken from Triana Crisp, who is basically like a layup, so it's really good decision-making.
Wadozie running the floor, laying it in. Wadozie has 15 points, 16 rebounds. Up and under, shot blocked by Wadozie.
Good help by Prater.
All Bulldogs here in the second half. And Prater
to her left. Would have liked to see Francis kind of lift up to the opposite wing. Would have been easier for Prater to see on a kick out.
Pressure has bothered Southern Miss here in the second half. Timms with the three that's short. Long rebound. Here's Johnson in the lane with the left hand, too strong. And there's Wadozie again with a rebound. That's her 18th. Prater up and under, got past Sieper, lays it in, and draws the foul. And Prater makes the back end of the old-fashioned three-point play.
Good job breaking that press there and getting in some early offense for Keats.
Timms with a rebound. A tough rebound by Melody Timms.
Yep, and this is a Southern Miss team that is not going to go away. They have a lot of pride. They're 7-3 on the year so far. just been outmatched in the paint with length, athleticism, and in those kind of categories.
Evans with a bucket. First points of the day for Jemiah Evans. Cut to the bucket to Wilder, and Faith Wilder will now shoot two for Faith Wilder.
A good-looking shot, good touch. Somebody that hopefully they can build some confidence around going into conference play.
And Keats knocks down her second three of the day.
A nice find. I mean, Keats is a great three-point shooter. Good find by her teammate Timms.
Here's Francis, high off the glass. Wilder got the rebound. The State unable to convert. Here's Keats the other way.
It's just been one of those nights so far for Francis. Good looks, just hasn't gone in.
Breland leans in. One against Francis, and a foul going to stay on this end. We're led by as many as 30. You kind of wonder what that does with the minutes of Wade Dozie here in the second half. Turning shot. Evans has it rattle out. Underneath. Open look for Breland from the right wing, and she's going to knock that one down just about every time. Wide open look right side, and Breland knocks down the three.
I think Francis had a volleyball kill on that block shot, but way to stay with it and find a very hot Breland from behind the arc.
Floater from Fane. And now she'll go to the free throw line and away from that right now in just 24 minutes of play today.
Yeah, rebounding at an extremely impressive clip, and there have been some very impressive centers that have worn the Bulldog uniform over the year.
Out to the right side, Timms knocks down the three right wing. Melanie Timms with the three ball. That's her first three today. She's got 5 points.
And that's one way you get back in it. You know, you get into the paint, you find your open three-point shooters. This is a top 30 team in the country for Southern Miss in shooting the three-point. Absolutely. There's somebody you'd like to see continue to get stronger and more balanced in there, but she can be active on the boards with her length and get to the free throw line. That's a huge asset for State.
Breland up the floor. Now Timms down the baseline and a push.
Job of closing out to a shooter and forcing her down to the baseline.
Well, looking to the corner and there.
Yep, can't move into the ball handler like that, but she had the right angle.
Timms will take a three.
Good job by Chris, kind of icing that screen.
And Lampley trying to make the...
Was there and probably skip it to a three-point shooter on the opposite side.
$66-42. $1:15 to play in the third.
Imagine you want to get Breland in some action.
Free throws, they've gone 340 without a field goal.
You know, they're kind of playing some people, you know, with that lead, significant lead they have, having some people play some extra minutes, get used to things and building up to conference, especially have a couple of kids in King and Richardson banged up right now.
Well, good move to the bucket. And the finish by Wade Dozie. Bulldogs picking up in the full court.
Keats is really good in a ball screen action because you have to guard her 2 or 3 feet behind the three-point line. It's a good shot for her in the mid-range.
Yeah, 1 second differential to shot clock and a game clock here at the end of the third quarter, so State can run it all the way down.
You remember what happened last time with McFall having the ball off a high ball screen? Imagine you'll keep it in her hands for this time too. Got to go quick.
Crisp leans in, and a shot clock.
But just looks like they were vertical and didn't get into their set quick enough.
And the inbound, and that will run out the third quarter.
She puts her teammates in good positions where they can be effective, and it allows a Destiny McFall to slide off to the 2 guard where she's more capable to really kind of fill it up.
Back cut inside to McFall. Lampley worked around the screen. Well, good cut to the bucket. Shot clock at 5. Ball knocked free. Got to do something in a hurry. Chris walked with it. Pins by Southern Miss in the half court.
Yeah, good job out of the quarter there by Coach Bilderman's team. They knew the personnel, what they needed to guard, and executed defensively.
Tim's trying to go down the baseline.
Hesitate and go to her left hand. She's been really effective and has a quick step off the dribble.
Timms has been spotted out there for a while. Left it too long. Up to Wadozie, handled the pass well and able to lay it in.
Great sideline break for Mississippi State.
Wadozie has 19 points. Sieper with her third 3 today.
Sieper's a nice long guard that can shoot it really well with range, as you saw there. Had 16 points last game and has hit a couple nice shots today.
Here's Lampley. Oh, Sieper again, back-to-back threes. Morgan Sieper.
Nice job by her teammates finding the hot hand.
Loose on the floor, Prater able to get it away. In a 10-second. Those are the Bulldogs will keep possession. 22-point lead for State. They led by as many as 30. Southern Miss on a 6-0 run right here. Here's Lampley. Cut to the bucket, got the defender in the air and lays it in with a left hand. Good.
Beating defenders off her first step.
Free throw good. She's got 5 points, but 7 rebounds today for Lampley in 17 minutes. State has out-rebounded Southern Miss 45-20.
And it's kind of come from everybody. I mean, obviously we got one player, Wadozie, that is knocking on 20 rebounds for the game, but everybody's been active. Type of game she's having tonight.
Came in averaging 12 points a game. Her first 2 points today.
See this run and jump, press.
Up to Lampley in the open look, lays it in. Bulldogs will look. And the end one gives her 8 points. Bulldogs back on top by 26.
You know, one thing to call out is this is a Southern Miss team that averages 80 points a game. So well below their average right now. State's doing a good job of just keeping them in front and dominating in the paint.
And there's the 20th rebound of the day for Wadozie. Open look. And a foul will take it the other way. Charge a foul to Chandler Prater. That's her second foul.
We see some Hornets action from Southern Miss.
And a block shot by Wadozie.
I think when Southern Miss watches this film, they're going to see how many times they got downhill, and if they would have stopped, pivoted, and kicked back, the openings for the three would have been there.
Running the floor, Smith unable to finish. And now State out and running. Lampley. And kicked it to McFall, and State going to run some clock right now. Here's Crisp driving in right side off the glass. Triana Crisp, she's in double figures now. She's got 11 points. Open look out of the corner.
I think you're starting to see some fatigue here. It's been a lot of up and down and not a lot of stopping at the moment. Not a lot of fouls in this game in general.
That pass picked off. Smith finds a guard. Driving in off the glass. Count the. They missed the free throw. The ball.
Both teams do continue to press, which is interesting, but it's the way that they play. That's kind of the style that they're used to, and they're going to do it for 4 quarters.
Crisp. And she'll shoot free throws. And she makes 1 out of 2. The difference today has been the first and the third quarters.
Yeah, absolutely. Really dominant by State. Saying it over and over again, but on the boards, points off turnovers, second chance points. And sharing the ball. It's a really fun team. Good feed there by Lampley, a good steal by Wadozie, but State's a really fun team where everybody is capable to score it at 3 different levels. Wadozie's a little bit more inside, but they all share it again.
1 by 8, shot it well.
Yeah, the difference in that second matchup was Sieper off the bench with 16 points, and then Breland with a season high so far with 25.
Golden Eagles will be back at home on Thursday and take on South Alabama. And again on Saturday against Louisiana.
And they're undefeated at home. They've been really good protecting home court, which is what you want to see. Really promising thing for Mississippi State is you're up by 30 against a good Southern Miss team, a rivalry in-state matchup, and Madison Francis, one of your top
under 4 to play. And here is Francis. Down the right side, had it blocked from behind by Thurman. Points and 10 rebounds. And so this is a game in which you have a lot of storylines. And a nice move by Francis there. And you can see Sam Purcell just trying to get something positive in her mind here at the end of this game from an offensive standpoint.
You bet. Nicely drawn up play there to kind of double screen her for the oop. But, yeah, I think they're just going to keep trying to get people in the right spots. I always say the hardest teams to guard are when everybody is capable can score. And that's what I think is special about this year's team. They don't have a couple of players that can just go one-on-one and get you a bucket against a few people. They have that in McFall. But the rest of the team, they just share it well. They're efficient. And they find their spots and dominate the paint.
There's going to be a foul.
A strength of State so far. I mean, they know when to go over the top, but if they deliver it over the top, it's quick and timely.
Largest lead of the day at 31. Carly Keats A floating shot from the baseline. And went off.
He go to the bench here, getting a standing ovation, finishing with over 20 points and over 20 rebounds.
Well, good feed inside, and Thurman has an easy lay-in.
Seeing some first action from Natalia Gray tonight. Another highly recruited freshman that does a good job. She's another freshman that just has great skill set for her length. Somebody with a high ceiling for sure.
Breland drives in, lays it in, and that's 24 for Haley Breland. Dozy comes out of the game. You would figure that's a day that's done for her. 3 away from the school record as far as rebounds in a game. She's going to finish tied for 6th all-time in single game record with 23 rebounds. The heave by Chris. We talked about 25 and 24. Okot had 23 last year against Vanderbilt and 23 today for Dozy. Minute and a half to play. Quite the afternoon. And the 3 ball from the right wing. There's Sieper again.
Yeah, I mean, can't leave her open. I mean, I know the score is lopsided, but definitely have to know that you're coming in guarding your shooter there. Good job by Sieper.
That's her 5th 3 today. Morgan Sieper, 5 of 6 behind the 3-point line.
I think you have to feel really good if you're State, you know, continuing to get better and better. And there are things here that you don't feel like you did perfectly, but you're scoring 85-plus points against a good Southern Miss team. And then on the flip side, Southern Miss has a deep bench, balanced scoring. And then I think Breland's kind of broken out into a next-level scorer for them.
Rebound by Lampley, and now she'll shoot 2.
Reads all the time.
And a jump ball, possession arrow below. Here's Thurman.
About 6-second differential, so they'll probably get one more out of this. Good pass.
Fane wide open with the left hand, lays it in.
Nice shot by Keats.
Yep, open shot by Keats, and she knocks it down. And that'll do it. Well, Mississippi State is going to win its 6th game in a row. Sam Purcell